August the 30th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Obviously, I'm going to spend a lot of time discussing the tropics here in the latest edition of the video. We'll also talk about the setup that is on the way that is going to be featuring some wonderful, wonderful holiday weekend weather ahead. There's a look early this morning. The Avalon Pier web camera, you look down below in the lights there, the Atlantic Ocean pretty churned up this morning with the close proximity of Tropical Depression Number 8. It is 78 degrees there at Kill Devil Hills. Wind out of the northeast, officially pretty light, but you can see the wind side blowing around pretty good there, and it will be a blustery day. I'll show you the wind potential along the Outer Banks in just a moment. Yesterday had a high of 96 in Birmingham, Memphis 97, St. Louis 94, Charleston, West Virginia 92, 80s across our area, 92 in Charlotte, 91 in Fayetteville, 90 in Columbia and Raleigh. Across the Triad area, I say 80s in our area. It was kind of a lot of the Piedmont zones in the 80s. That Roxborough temperature incorrect, but 89 in Lexington for a high, 88 in Asheboro. It was 80s in parts of the Charlotte viewing area too, and then that was in the northern tier of the viewing area and over toward Rockingham, and then low and mid 90s across a lot of the rest of the Charlotte viewing area yesterday. And pretty similar highs on tap for today. 74 in Fayetteville as I cut the video during the 5 o'clock hour this morning. 75 in Charleston and Myrtle Beach. And a balmy 79 in Cape Hatteras. Dew points, not terrible. Manageable out there. And I think these dew points stay in this basic range again today. A little bit muggy, but we've certainly dealt with worse this summer. A lot of the Carolinas quiet, but there's the tropical bands of rain associated with Tropical Depression 8, very close to the Outer Banks, and that'll gradually work inland with time as we get deeper into the day. So let's get right into your tropical update here. 3 active systems, Gaston, hurricane, way out there in the Atlantic Ocean. That's heading further out to sea. But we have Tropical Depression 8 and Tropical Depression 9. Let's talk about 8 first, and that's the one pretty close to the Carolina coast. Some blow-ups of convection, some rain and thunderstorm activity over the last few hours. So some subtle strengthening could be occurring with this system. Still a tropical depression as of the 5 a.m. advisory, 95 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras. This could become a tropical storm as it approaches and skirts just offshore from the Outer Banks. The official Hurricane Center forecast brings us up to a tropical storm as it kind of makes its pass by the Outer Banks and then out to sea it goes. Because of the close proximity of a potential tropical storm, you have a tropical storm warning in effect for much of the Outer Banks. Now, this, if it does become a tropical storm, will certainly be on the weaker end of the scale. There's your bands of rain of the high resolution modeling pivoting through the Outer Banks at times today. And then here's your wind potential. This is from the RPM model. And notice the wind basically stays out of the north for most of this event until the system is actually pulling away later tomorrow. And so, yeah, you're probably going to have some some pooling of water and some increased tides on the Pamlico Sound side as you get, especially toward the southern Outer Banks, down toward Ocracoke and those southern Outer Bank areas with the winds out of the north and northwest for a lot of the day and night. Now, let's talk about Tropical Depression number 9. It too showing some nice flare-ups of convection early this morning. Still a tropical depression, of course, as of the early morning advisory. This will probably become a tropical storm soon. Make a run toward the Big Bend region of Florida Thursday, and then from there off the Carolina coast. Now, a couple of interesting possibilities with that one down the road, which I'll show you here as we move forward. Let me show you, first of all, the European model. This is the upper level chart. There's Tropical Depression 9 Thursday morning. This big trough diving into the eastern part of the country is what scoots that out to sea. Now, the European leaves a little piece of energy behind next week that a lot of the modeling is showing, but that's way down the road. Let me show you, though, kind of an interesting scenario here. This is the Canadian model, and this is valid tonight. There's Tropical Depression 9. This is a non-tropical low, and then here is Tropical Depression 8 by the Outer Banks and Tropical Depression 9 in the Gulf of Mexico. All right, we go out to Friday night. I skipped a couple frames here. Let me go out to tomorrow night. Again, this is the non-tropical low. There's Tropical Depression 8, and then here is Tropical Depression 9. And we go out to Thursday. And here is Tropical Depression 9, almost certainly a tropical storm at that point. And then there it goes, looking like it's heading out to sea. But as that upper level trough dives in, it kind of captures that. Look at this. That's a nasty day on Sunday, Saturday night and Sunday for the Outer Banks. Now, most of the modeling scoots this further offshore, but I did want to mention that this capturing scenario cannot completely be ruled out for the weekend for the Outer Banks. But for a lot of us, it is going to be a beautiful weekend. One other model that's somewhat showing that capturing scenario, that is the NavGem. And there you go. It's kind of cranking just off the Outer Banks later on into the weekend. But most models scoot this out to sea. This is the GFDL model, bringing this to the Big Bend region of Florida as a tropical storm, and then out to sea from there. Hurricane Wharf, maybe a weak hurricane, again near the Big Bend region of Florida, and then out it will go thereafter. All right, let's take a peek here at what's happening around our area. Again, you get away from the coast, very little impact from that tropical system. Your highs today, pretty warm across the region once again. Tomorrow, rain chances still pretty low in most spots. Wednesday's high is still pretty warm. And then Thursday, that's when this front moves in. Thursday features a good opportunity for some scattered thunderstorms. Still pretty warm Thursday, but big weather changes coming into play after that point in time. So here's what it looks like on the GFS. This is today, there's tomorrow, and then there's Thursday. Better chance for those scattered storms. Behind that system, behind that cold front on Friday, this is Friday. There's your tropical system off the coast. And look at these dew point temperatures. Really plunging Friday. That looks nice. Nice dry air mass moving in. So there, all right, now watch this. There's Saturday. There's Sunday. There's Monday. Looking really, really good. So unless this system kind of hangs near the coast over the weekend, which is, I think, a less likely solution, holiday weekend looks great for most of the region. Now, I will mention this, a couple other things. Down the road, this is what you see at 300 hours off of the GFS model. And that is this tropical wave that's currently emerging off the African coast. There it is, about 120 hours out there in the middle of the Atlantic. So that'll be something to watch for way down the road. And then this is also of note here. This is Hurricane Madeline that's going to pass just south of the big island of Hawaii. You have a hurricane watch up there. And then right behind it, here comes Lester out there in the Pacific. That'll probably skirt just north of the Hawaiian Islands. So the Hawaiian Islands may be affected by back-to-back hurricanes over the next several days, which is pretty rare. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.